Hey, this is Artie Aster from Artie Aster Music. I want to do a different kind of video because I've been really wrapped up in this Charlie Kirk shooting. It's been heavy on my mind. I've been thinking a lot about it. It definitely, I think, is a turning point, or as they call it, a watershed moment, in the United States, but I think worldwide. And I've been watching a lot of reports, and a lot of reports are talking about how he got up on the roof, the path he might have taken. Did he carry the gun with him in his leg? Did he hide it on the roof? And there was a screwdriver found up there. Did he hide it there, or did he use the screwdriver to break into anything? There are a lot of different thoughts on it, and I wanted to do something different because on Google Earth, you can actually go right in and zoom in and look at the area, and it looks like there's an easy way to access the roof where you don't need to break into the building. It looks like there's a walkway or a stairway that goes right up to a walkway that has easy access to the roof. Now, I don't know if there are any fences or anything, but let's take a look at Google Earth. I was actually very surprised with how clear you can see with Google Earth. Okay, so you can see my mouse right here in the Hall of Flags is where Charlie Kirk was seated. And the alleged shooter was said to be up here on this portion of the roof of, I think it's called the Losee building, right? And there's actually a lot that you can look at. So let me just pull this over. So if he was here, it looks like, let me just move this down. It looks like sitting here on this roof, it's on a hill. So it's high, really high from here down to the ground. But if you look, it looks like it goes here. I don't know if there's a ledge there or a drop, but it looks almost even. And then there's this walkway here, and you can see rails. See there's handrails right there? And it looks like it goes to another part of the Losee Center over here. But what I noticed was there's these walkways, and over here, it looks like there's a stairwell. And it does not look like there's any gate or anything that you have to um, break down or jump over or use a screwdriver for. It looks like you can enter from the walkway down below, walk up the stairs, and look, that does not look barricaded. So now you walk onto this walkway here, but if you go left instead of right, it brings you to this portion of the roof. And if we zoom out, I don't see any difficulty from getting to where the shooter was alleged to be from that stairwell right here, especially if there's no barricading or anything like that. And then I did see the video of him after the shooting jumping down from here. But this looks like it's higher ground, right? And there's the walkway. We see him walk across the walkway. We see that. And then he crossed he went over here, he crossed the street, and I believe somewhere over here is where it is alleged that he dropped the weapon. After the shooting here, why did he not just run back and then run down the stairs without having to jump off the roof? The only thing I can think is that jumping off the roof here gives you quicker access to where he might have parked his car or access to the road. Whereas if he went back down the stairs over here, he's kind of locked in and surrounded by portions of the campus. Now, I don't know if this is still the campus, but you have applied engineering, you have different types of walkways and buildings. So if he, after the shooting, it wouldn't necessarily be a fast escape over here. He needed a faster escape, which would be jumping down off the roof and going over here. and maybe walking to a parking lot somewhere. I don't know where he parked his car. There's still a lot of details that I don't know. You can take the little Google Earth man and drop him in the parking lot. And when you do that, let me just turn around. When you do that, you see where he jumped down from. So he jumped down from over here, and you see him running from behind this building here, and then he jumps down, or running from this part of the roof, and then he jumps down over here, and then walks this way. And what I think is interesting is if you zoom in, you can see the staircase. That looks like the staircase and the access to that portion of the roof where he can easily get over and just walk to the roof. So it looks like there was easy access to the roof, but it looks like that's not necessarily an area for an easy escape. I just thought this was really interesting because I'm online listening. I've been glued to the news since this horrible event. I just wanted to get this out there. I thought this was interesting. And of course, I'm going to continue to watch the news and continue to keep up to date with any new developments in the case. So, but I hear that the assassin was charged today, and they are going to go after the death penalty. So that'll be a case that I think a lot of people will be interested to watch, um, even if it's televised. There's a chance it won't be televised because I believe it might fall under a federal crime. And from what I understand, federal court is not televised. So, but anyways, yeah, I just wanted to show that little bit of information that anyone can access on Google Earth. And that's it.